It's no secret around here that I love to send Martinbot to places other chess engines wouldn't dare go, infiltrating the Grandmaster ranks, beating Stockfish. Martin has accomplished a lot, but he's not been too happy about it. There's that little voice in the back of his head snagging him, reminding him he didn't do it on his own. I've been helping him the whole way. But I wanted to prove today to Martinbot he can do it on his own. It's never been because of my help. He's just that good. So I set him up against Mighty Martin. I put him face to face with his inner demons. I step back. I let him take the wheel. Today, we're going to be looking at the result of that match. Can Martin overcome himself? Or will he fall to his mightiest opponent yet? Let's take a look. In the white pieces, we've got Martin here. Appropriately given the IM title, obviously stands for Is Martin. And he's gone up here against Mighty Martin. The NM says National Master. That stands for Not Martin, not National Master. And Martin starts out strong. Knight to F3. This is my opening. I play this all the time. This is 10 out of 10. Recommend it. Love it. Very simple. And Mighty Martin immediately makes a mistake. Now this is the Ross Gambit, right? Martin punishes it properly. He takes the pawn. But the idea here is it's really stupid. You're gonna laugh at me when I say this. This is actually the idea. Every pawn you've lost is a file opened. And this file, it just happens to be in front of the king. We're going to push this pawn, kick the knight back, bring the bishop out. We've got pressure. We've got ideas. Maybe the queen comes over here even. But you don't want to bring the queen in maybe immediately. That's a little early, kind of blocks his bishop in. So would this, but it's okay. It's okay. And Martin, best move, retreats his knight. Martin's just up a pawn. Martin's just completely up a pawn. Now, it's not that bad. Mighty Martin develops his knight. Top stuff here. Martin gets a little over ambitious. This knight, it's not really doing anything. You gotta put pawns in the center. Don't go all the way forwards. Obviously, too much pressure here. That's that open file we're talking about. Don't get hit here on this line. But we want to get our bishops out. We want to bring our knights out. This is okay. Martin, he's handled on his own. And this just invites this again, right? We're just inviting pressure in. But he doesn't play it. Martin, he wants an outpost for his knight. He knows outposts are supposed to be good. This was the idea the whole time. He wanted to bring his knight out here. He's going to get kicked away by this pawn. It's not quite an outpost yet, but that's okay. He'll come back. He'll have pushed this pawn. Maybe he'll castle kingside. Let's see what he does. Mighty Martin finally plays this move. Could have just played it earlier. Could have not put your queen here. But opens up his bishop, which is a lot scarier now because there's suddenly pressure here. And you can't kick this bishop away with the pawn anymore. You can retreat your knight and block. But Martin goes for the fianchetto. Fantastic stuff. Knight comes out to the side of the board. All right. I know we're looking at this from Martin's perspective, but I want to say something about this. I've done this. You've done this. We've all done this. Don't bring your knight over here. Knights on the rim are grim. That's what I've always heard. There's just no need. There's just no need. What is your knight doing here? Where's it going to go? Here? Gonna get kicked out. Just put it here. It controls the center. Controls the center. Controls this square. I mean, you don't have a pawn to push here, but just bring it this way. Bring it this way. That's usually going to be better. It's got more moves. But Martin starts breaking out here, trying to put some pressure on this knight, perhaps. And the knight jumps in. And I guess this was Mighty Martin's idea. Now, this isn't necessarily a good idea. We can play a3 at any point. We can kick this knight back. We can maybe go back to where it should have been in the first place. Maybe we'll take this pawn. It'll come with another threat on the knight no matter which way it went. Can't even go here. But okay, we build the pyramid. We've got extra good defense of this just in case Mighty Martin decides to take. I don't hate it, but we do need to get out of this. Remember, we got this opened up early because we took our opponent's pawn. So Martin really needs to avoid getting mated here. He really needs to avoid that. If he spends too long here, lets his opponent castle somehow, this rook comes over, he could be in some serious trouble. Now, he would have to undefend this pawn. That's not easy, but hypothetically speaking. And again, a3 is just the best move here. Just kick this knight out. You could even take this pawn, but fine. This long diagonal is open. This can be a move. Normally, you want your opponent's bishop to already be here, but this can be a move. I like where Martin's brain is. Normally, what you would think is maybe if you go here, maybe now, well, we still want to play a3, but maybe now we want to play this and fianchetto our own bishop, get out of this or something, but we can't, right? So we would go here. That's a potential idea. That's a potential idea. It's not exactly the idea here, but you just don't want to move this pawn, hang your rook, and then be unable to bring your bishop out. That's the idea, right? So anyway, I'm sure Mighty Martin was thinking that this whole time. Martin was thinking the same thing, of course. And this is not a good move. Why is this not a good move? A3 is still on the table. And worse than that now, if we do play A3, no matter where this knight goes, it doesn't matter. It can only go there or there, really. We're going to play this. We're not taking yet. Because if you take, well, first of all, I can just go here. But second of all, I'm going to put my knight here. There are no more pawns that can kick this out. We just pushed all of them. This knight is going here. It's very hard to stop. And, of course, Martin knows that Fianchetto's bishop completely ignores that plan. I still like this. I still like this. Put some pressure onto this knight. Put some pressure on this pawn, maybe. I don't know. We don't really want to open this up, but long term, maybe there could be some problems over here for black if he's not careful. And we were talking about this earlier. Putting pressure on this pawn. The bishop finally comes out. It's been developed. The queen is staring at this pawn. The bishop's staring at this pawn. This queen barely has any moves. Let's be real. Like, it can go here. It can go here. It's blocked, and you can't push this pawn. Nothing. But he just brings his bishop back. I don't know. Wants to defend this pawn, maybe? Seems reasonable to me, since we can no longer push this pawn. I think that's maybe his idea, right? We can no longer push this pawn because there's a bishop here. So instead of like retreating our knight or kicking out our opponent's knight, we're going to make sure we overprotect the pawn. I love it. Completely fine by me. We could also kick the bishop out. Threaten to trap it if it goes this way, you know? I don't know. Just an idea. Just an idea. I'm not helping Martin here. I'm not helping him. It's up to Martin to figure stuff out. And his opponent doesn't really play the most accurately. So Martin's a genius. The whole problem is that you were targeting this. You had pressure here. Why are we giving up that pressure? You had the pressure. You need to castle, bring a rook over. I don't know why I'm helping my opponent here. I'm cheering for Martin. I'm on Martin's side. I shouldn't be helping out black. And Martin just pushes this pawn. He doesn't push it here to kick the bishop away. He just plays h4. And this knight looks nice, but what does it do? It doesn't attack this pawn. That's defended. Doesn't attack that pawn. That's defended. What does this do? You can just kick it out. That's the problem. So if these pawns weren't here, this would be a nicer knight. But the pawns are here. And so they're going to get kicked out. And this is a very bad move. Why is this a bad move? Remember all the way back where we were talking about playing a3? We can still play a3. And remember how I said we were going to play this and get a knight outpost? That's still an issue. And you can't even take here anymore because that hangs a fork. That hangs a fork. I'm going to take back. I'm just completely winning here. Beautiful knight outpost. You have to deal with this. You can't take that pawn. Maybe you play like, apparently knight d4, top move. Something like that. Just completely ignore it. I don't know. Actually, sorry, that doesn't completely ignore it. I lied. That does defend that, but it's a little spooky. It's a little spooky. But this is still an issue. And this is why you don't want to bring your knight out this much, right? All this time ago, this knight came over here. The knight walked forwards. Martin's in the perfect position to punish Mighty Martin here. He's up one pawn still from the opening. Let's see if he can convert it. But he takes the pawn. Now that's a free pawn. Let's be real here. That is a completely free pawn. I love it. Martin's up 2 pawns. It wasn't the most accurate because of what we just said. We could have won the pawn a different way. We didn't have to double our pawns here. This is a big target. It's going to be hard to defend, but okay. Martin's taking free pawns where he can get them. I love it. And Mighty Martin tries to take the center. If he's out of pawns over here, he's going to push his pawns up the board. He's going to go after the king. The king still can't castle. This is still very awkward. Remember, we need to play here and here maybe, get our bishop out of the way. We can't castle this way though. All these pieces are still on starting squares. What are we going to do? Go here, here, bring our queen over here, go here, like go here, 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 something. We're 3 moves away at best from castling, right? And black can just go here, castle. Black still got pressure. So Martin's got to do something quick, and this is not it. I'll tell you what, this is not it. It does defend the pawn. The pawn wasn't really attacked. And he gets his knight kicked out. Now the knight's got 2 choices. Go to the center. It can go to the edge of the board. If he goes to the edge of the board, it's going to be miserable. But in this case, there is actually a bit of an argument for knight h3, just because maybe it'll go here and go after this. It'll overprotect this pawn just in case. I don't know. There's maybe an argument. but it's better to just go here. Just keep it simple. Don't overthink it. I love it, Martin. Doing his best, living his best life out here. Still up 2 pawns. And now his opponent goes after that pawn. Remember, his queen moved over here to target this a while ago. Mighty Martin's got an attack here. We've only got 1 defender. Maybe we go here. Maybe we play all sorts of things. I don't even know. Apparently A3, still best move. Still best move. Just kick this guy out. Just don't let him sit here. Okay? Don't let him sit here. There's also maybe some annoyance here going after the rook, and we're going to remove castling rights, but that's the least of our concerns. That's the least of our concerns. Martin goes here. Very clutch defensive resource. Blocks the attack on the pawn by interposing with the knight, counterattacking the bishop, and this can no longer be taken. This is under attack. Very, very nice move. This is a very high-level move from Martin. I'm very proud of him for spotting this. I told you it was him. I told you it was not me here. Martin's just been a beast this whole time. And Mighty Martin doesn't spot it. He doesn't spot it. We've all been there. We put the bishop there. It's been sitting here for 20 moves, completely untouched. Just completely forget about it. Unfortunately, Martin also missed it. He saw that he could block the defense. He could defend the pawn by blocking the attack. That was his plan. He didn't actually want to attack this. He also missed it. So he didn't take it. Okay. Pawn's hanging, doesn't get taken. Queen moves. This is no longer even an issue if you do take this. Previously, if we had taken this, let's go back and move. Previously, if we had taken this, maybe there would have been capture this pawn or something. Maybe not. Now, A3 still can be played. It's still a bit annoying. But we don't necessarily need to lose this pawn, right? Now we don't lose the pawn at all. We don't lose the pawn at all. This is just free. But Martin, he decides to open up an attack on that bishop. And he does this by pushing E3. Unfortunately for him, while this does open an attack on the bishop, it also opens an attack on his queen. It's right there. All Mighty Martin needs to do to get back into the game. Bishop takes D1. Not played. Let's go, Martin. He's a genius. Open up that attack on the bishop. Let's go. Take that bishop, man. Take that bishop. You earned it. He earned the crap out of that. And even worse than that, it's not just a bishop that he won. This knight is under attack. It's only got 1 legal move. That doesn't just lose it. Now, there's also knight C2 check, apparently. King D1. I'm not really sure why we wouldn't take this. Is there something I'm missing here? No, that's completely winning as well. Okay, fantastic. I don't know why the engine wanted something else from back here. Anyway, this is hanging. And Mighty Martin does not defend it. He does not defend it. Martin, of course, he's on fire now. He took the free piece. He's feeling himself. He's moved his queen once. He's going to move his queen again. And look at this. Look at this. That's a threat. That's a serious threat. This king, he hasn't castled yet. Mighty Martin didn't take advantage of his opening. He didn't get out of the way. He plays this, expecting it to defend against mate. But unfortunately, just because you have blocked the queen does not mean you have blocked the knight. And Martin takes down Mighty Martin, proving once and for all, he is the best Martin out there. He did it all himself. He's been doing it himself this whole time. We love him for it. We're proud of him for it. Congratulations, Martin, for proving that he's a superior Martin. He didn't even get tunnel vision. There was this fork. It hits his bishop now, too. He had so many things going on. Technically, sure, he could have been taken. It wouldn't have been mate. Yes. But Martin, he saw all of that. He saw through all the smoke and mirrors. He saw through the haze. He found the best move. Found mate. Let it be an inspiration to you. Even if you're playing somebody double your rating, they've got the not Martin title. You too can take him down. I'm proud of him today. He's accomplished something great. Give it up for Martin. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.